Hi everybody, my name is Daniel Atzberger. In this talk I will present the paper Large-Scale Evaluation of Topic Models and Dimensionality Reduction Methods for 2D Text Spatialization, which is a joint work of me and my colleagues from the Hasso-Plattner Institute and the University of Potsdam, Germany, and Tobias Schreck from the Graz University of Technology in Austria. Many visualizations for text corpora rely on a map-like metaphor where the proximity between the data points reflects the semantic similarity of the documents. Their underlying 2D layout originates from a topic model, for example, latent Dirichlet allocation or latent semantic indexing, and a subsequent dimensionality reduction like t-SNE. Topic models are a class of unsupervised learning algorithms that extract clusters within the vocabulary, the so-called topics, and in most cases, the underlying human interpretable concept can be inferred from its most relevant terms. Furthermore, each document is described by a vector that represents the expression of a document in the topics. The picture on the right shows an example of a text spatialization that originates that way, where each tree, or more general three-dimensional glyph, represents a document. The zoom shows the dominant topics for the selected document. However, the underlying layout heavily depends on the chosen topic model, dimensionality reduction, and the specific hyperparameters, like the number of topics. So far it is unknown which combinations of topic models and dimensionality reductions result in good layouts concerning accuracy and perception. In the picture you see 10 different layouts for our GitHub projects dataset, illustrating the variety of shapes that might arise. Inspired by previous benchmarks that analyze the effective use of dimensionality reductions for the visualization tasks, we present a benchmark containing 5 text corpora, 52 layout algorithms that originate from the combination of a topic model and the subsequent dimensionality reduction, and 8 quality metrics that quantify the preservation of local and global structures in the 2D space as well as cluster separation. We evaluate the benchmark on a computational cluster and derive a large multivariate dataset with more than 45,000 entries containing the quality scores of different hyperparameter configurations. By analyzing this dataset, we provide high-level insights and propose guidelines for the effective use of topic models and dimensionality reductions. Our set D contains 5 text corpora that are given as term document matrices, which means that the entry in cell ij stores the frequency of the jth term in the ith document. We selected standard datasets like the 20 newsgroup datasets as they are widely used in research, and created new corpora like the GitHub projects dataset, which contains the source code of over 600 popular projects on GitHub. Each document is further assigned a class label that describes its semantic class. For example, the class of a document in the GitHub projects dataset would be machine learning or data visualization. In our set L, we consider the vector space model, latent semantic indexing, latent Dirichlet allocation, non-negative matrix factorization, and BERT as topic models. In the case of the vector space model, LSE, and non-negative matrix factorization, we also apply the TF-IDF weighting scheme. As dimensionality reduction, we consider multidimensional scaling, self-organizing maps, t-SNE, and UMAP, as they are widely used in the visualization domain or have shown best results in previous benchmark studies. When topics are extracted, we also apply the dimensionality reduction on the topics and aggregate the document position according to their document topic vector. Our set Q contains metrics that capture the preservation of local and global structures within the 2D layout and cluster separation. In detail, we capture the continuity, the 7 neighborhood hit, the Shepherd diagram correlation, and trustworthiness to measure accuracy, and the distance consistency, silhouette coefficient, Kalinski-Harabash index, and the Davis-Boolean index to measure perception. We then aggregate these 2 classes of metrics according to their correlation derived from our experiments. For example, we compute the average between trustworthiness, continuity, and Shepherd diagram correlation as they strongly depend on each other, and then again the average with the 7 neighborhood hit. In our experiments, we keep the hyperparameters of each topic model dataset combination fixed and only vary over the hyperparameters of the dimensionality reduction as shown in the table below. Our implementation relies on widely used Python libraries, for example scikit-learn or Jensen for topic modeling. Our benchmark runs on a computational cluster which is organized using Slurm. In our paper, we analyze 4 research questions. The first question is centered around the null hypothesis, which claims that the TF-IDF does not improve the layout with respect to alpha and beta. However, a simple binary test on the results reveals that the TF-IDF scheme significantly improves the overall accuracy and perception. Analogously, we show that better layouts can be achieved by first applying the dimensionality reduction on the topics. Our second experiment investigates which layouts perform best for a given dataset. Regarding accuracy, the best results are achieved by LSE together with a previous TF-IDF weighting and t-SNE first applied on the topics. Contrary, the best results concerning perception are achieved by a basic vector space model. However, the optimal result might be very sensitive concerning the hyperparameters of the dimensionality reduction. The 2 box plots reveal that, indeed, the value range for alpha and beta is quite large. However, again, t-SNE seems superior to the others, as the best 75% lie very close to the optimum. Another very important question for most practitioners is how well the default parameters perform. The heat map shows the percentage of layouts that perform better than the default configuration. In any case, the default parameters already outperform 84% of all layouts, which is pretty impressive. To summarize, we formulate the following guidelines. First, when applying the vector space model LSE or non-negative matrix factorization, the document term matrix should be weighted according to the TF-IDF scheme. Second, when applying the LSE non-negative matrix factorization or LDA model, document positions should be aggregated according to linear convex combinations. Third, an interpretable topic model will probably improve the quality of a layout concerning alpha. Even though we did not iterate over the hyperparameters of the topic model or evaluate the quality, this can be deduced from the first binary test. And lastly, we recommend the use of t-SNE as a dimensionality reduction with its default values. However, our experiments are prone to different threats to validity. In our future work, we plan to address these major threats, for example, by analyzing more datasets. We further plan to expand our benchmark, for example, by incorporating quality metrics that capture temporal stability. It would further be interesting to do some qualitative study by analyzing the relationship between dimensionality reductions and the generated shapes. If you have any further questions, please write an email or just ask me at the conference. I can't wait to see you in Melbourne and enjoy a great IEEE Viz 2023.